Hey guys, Titans in my crosshairs here yet again. I've become addicted to these things, I'm starting to notice. But I'm here to once again talk to you guys about something. And yeah, this time it's a little more positive. I know I got quite a reaction from my Anon hate video, so I decided to try again with something else. This time I'm going to talk about OCs because I've noticed that there are a lot of OCs that follow me, and I follow them back because it's always interesting to see what people can come up with, what kind of interesting and exciting characters somebody can just dream up off the top of their head. But one thing I've noticed is that Tumblr, the world of role playing on Tumblr, really doesn't like OCs that much, and I really don't know why. Um, I mean, I understand that there are some bad apples out there, but I feel like this is kind of a case of we're letting like two or three bad apples ruin the whole bunch. Because I mean, I know we've got our God modders, our Mary Sues, our self inserts, our just those the really unwanted OCs that you know kind of interrupt the flow of things, but that's really not a reason to have such a negative attitude towards all OCs. Because let me tell you, there are some damn good OCs on Tumblr, and I love these OCs. I'm so I'm honored to follow them. You know, and obviously when it comes to OCs, have an open mind when you see independent OC, blah blah blah. Don't immediately say, "Oh, I'm not gonna follow them." Give them a shot. Give them a shot. Maybe they look up to you, and that's why they're following you. Maybe they're new and they wanna develop a little collective of their own. They've got ideas that involve their character, and they want to bounce them off. They want to bounce them off yours. You know they they love whatever fandom it is, and they want to be a part of it. But they don't want to roleplay as somebody that's canon. So they come up with this OC that they feel like would be a good addition. It's kind of like when writers on a TV show or somebody who writes for a comic book or something like that decides to come up with a new character. Initially it might not get as much praise and love and attention, but it's one of those things that kind of takes time. It's kind of like how and it could be like you know this OC might end up being success, wildly popular. You never know. It's kind of like how there's an early '90s sitcom called Family Matters. For those of you who are a little too young to know what that is, Family Matters was a sitcom back in the day, and it was supposed to revolve around It was supposed to revolve around a middle class African American family in Chicago. And they wrote this one character into an episode. His name was Steve Urkel, and he was like this nerdy, nasally voiced, annoying neighbor. Now the funny thing is, he was supposed to only be in 2 episodes and then disappear. But people liked him so much that he became a recurring character. Then he became a permanent character, and later on, the show sort of ended up becoming about him. We ended up seeing more episodes about him than we did about the family the show was intended for to begin with. So I think that's one of those cases where an original character can kind of fly off the deep end. But that was a big rambly thing. I'm sorry. Like I said, just give them a shot. There are OCs out there that a lot of these people with these OCs, they do an ass ton of research. They research a lot and try to make sure that their characters can fit within the confines of whatever universe they decide to put them in. And I feel like sometimes they can get overshadowed or overlooked because they are OCs. Yeah, there are some OCs that you look at the page and it screams OC, But then there are some out there where you can look at their page and you never know these guys were an original character until you really dug around and realized that I found nothing on this person. I know that was the case with me when I discovered his URL is darkpatrolman.tumblr.com. He's a DC Comics original character called Precinct. I thought he was canon, and it took me going to the DC wiki and discovering there wasn't a single article about him to realize, oh my god, this is an original character. This is a damn good original character. I want to meet whoever created this character. You know, you will get moments like that. I promise. All it takes is just giving somebody's original character a shot. You know, because, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Tumblr, you know, they always say, oh, we're so open. We're so open. Oh, that's not always the case. I mean, especially in the world of roleplay, you see there's a lot of closed-mindedness. And it's just something that kind of gets to me sometimes, because I'm guilty of not giving OCs a chance. I admit that. And to the OCs that follow me, I do apologize for that. And I promise I will give you guys a shot. You know, I mean, and when it comes to interacting with OCs, and actually, better thing, when it comes to OCs interacting with canon characters, I feel like there needs to be some ground rules, especially with certain types of OCs. Like, if your OC is supposed to be part of like the DC the Marvel universe, something like that, you don't expect, like, you know, you shouldn't expect, you know, canon characters to know about your character right off the bat, because chances are they won't. You know, I've had a couple characters come up to Slade and talk to him like they've known him forever, and Slade's just standing there going, "Who are you? Who are you? How do I know you? How do you know me?" You know, and just like I said, don't assume that like our canon characters are going to know what your OC is like. That being said, it's the same on the flip side. Canon characters, you can't expect to, you know, don't expect the OC to know everything about you. You know, because you probably won't. You know, especially if they're interacting with an unfamiliar character, and especially if they're interacting with a character that's unfamiliar to them but very familiar in the universe. I mean, because that's happened a couple times. You know, especially with somebody like me, somebody who role plays as a mercenary type like Deathstroke. You know, a lot of people don't know really who he is, which is sad. But and then of course there's the whole thing about, like, there's the big, I call it the elephant in the room, because it's something that I feel like needs to be discussed but nobody ever does, and that is child OCs. People who, like, these are characters that are supposed to be the child of X and Y. And X and Y are two canon characters who have made a child. And this is them. And, you know, I've seen that before, and I will say, you know, there should be, I feel like there should be some ground rules regarding child OCs, because it can get a little out of control sometimes. You know, I'm not saying child OCs are a bad thing, because child OCs can be very fascinating. Like with the Marvel fandom, there's some canon. They're doing this thing called Next Avengers, which is, you know, these characters that are the children of various Avengers. You know, you've got the son of Black Widow and Captain America. You've got Black Panther and Storm's child. You've got Thor and Sif's daughter. You know, things like that, and you know, stuff like that is, you know, that's kind of an example of a company taking that idea and going with it. But when it comes to child OCs, I feel like I said, there should be certain ground rules. Like, numero uno, don't like come up to a random canon character that's supposed to be one of the parents and then start calling them dad or mom or something like that, because you know especially if you don't ask that character first, if you don't ask the role player about it, they're gonna kind of stare at you going, what in the hell are you talking about? So just ask them first. Hey, I made a child OC, and I want to know if you're cool with it, because like a friend of mine, TC, he made an OC that's supposed to be the son of Wonder Woman, but this isn't like Wonder Woman and Bruce's kid. That's not how it is. In this case, it's kind of like Donna's backstory, where she was made out of clay, but it's a son. And he actually went to one of the Dianas before he interacted with them at all. He went to one of the Dianas and said, hey, I made this OC. I like your Diana. I want you to be this guy's parental figure. Is that cool? Because really, that's all it takes. Because, that's all it takes to start some interaction with a child, with the parental figure of a child OC. And if they say no, move on. If they say no, oh well, move on to another role player that has that role plays that same character. And that's really it. And if you do find somebody who's willing to do it, don't go to every version of that character and call them dad or mom or whatever, because that can wig out people, legit. Because I've seen super OC children of Superman who come up to every Superman and call them dad. And I know Mike and Brady both kind of sitting there going, what? Because they didn't ask anything first, and they're going up to every Superman and saying, hey, dad. And it's just it can be kind of a punch in the face, where you're just like, wait, huh? When did I have a kid? I've had that experience myself, because there would be somebody who says that they're the child of Slade Wilson. Slade Wilson's somebody, he has children. He's got 3 kids: Grant, Joey, and Rose. And there will be an OC saying, I'm the daughter of Slade Wilson, or I'm the son of Slade Wilson. If they don't ask me first, 90% of the time I'll say no. And I don't do that to be mean. I just do that to say, he's got children already, though. But anyway, all I'm saying is, at the tail end of it, really all I'm trying to say is, OCs are not a bad thing. All it takes is asking some questions, really. What's your character like? Where do they come from? What are their powers? Just simple questions like that, all you got to do is, oftentimes with OCs, they'll put an about page on their blog. Just click it, read it, and, you might grow to really like this OC, like I did with Precinct. So, once again, just me babbling and rambling and trying to spread some good cheer in the wonderful world that is Tumblr, because I know it can get pretty crazy sometimes, and so I like to think I'm one of the voices of reason, so to speak, or at least somebody who can talk about a touchy subject and bring a positive light to it. So anyway, find those OCs, talk to them, get to know them, and let's get some interaction going, because I like seeing different fandoms interact, and I like seeing different characters, characters that normally wouldn't have anything to do with each other, suddenly sparking up a conversation and finding that they have mutual likes or dislikes or things like that. So, just have fun, I keep saying it, but I love you guys. Love you guys a lot. And Titans in my crosshairs signing off. I'll see you folks on Tumblr.